Hello, we have the Stop Wearing My Clothes podcast. I'm Amy.
And I'm Kayla.
One podcast,
two sisters. This is episode
37, Bachelor Recap Week 3. So really something cool was Kayla was here this week with me, and we had my baby shower, which was super fun, and we made a whole bunch of content, so you'll be seeing a lot of our faces together, dancing, feeling it. So make sure
emotions.
Catch that all on TikTok because it's fun.
Yes, her baby shower was boho picnic, and we had whole line of tables, flowers. We had like a big wicker peacock chair with a balloon arch. It was beautiful. And we are having a baby soon.
Yeah. 2 more months.
How soon? 2 more months. So yeah, that was fun. I stayed with Amy the whole time. I'm sure it was just yesterday I came home, so I'm sure she's sick of me and now has to do a podcast recording with me, but she'll live. She really misses me. I know it. No, I'm not gonna lie. I actually, I even told Marcus last night, I was like, I kind of miss Amy.
Aww.
Is that kind of nice? I don't know. I just this is very unlike me. I'm going to say a bunch of nice things about Amy. I just was really impressed with how you run your family and how good of a mom you are, on top of being 7 months pregnant, and how good of a team you and Jared are. And it was actually just fun to be I kind of felt like I was part of the family for a couple days, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's actually, I'm going to cry. But that was really
I'm the crier. No, you're not the crier. But yeah, we had a lot of fun, and one of these days we're gonna have to plan so we're together on a Monday night so we can watch the show together.
I know, seriously, you always leave. Wait, did you leave on?
I left Monday.
Monday morning.
Next week.
Hours, sister.
Oh yeah, no, not next week. My next trip over to you guys for Jack's birthday, I'm going to be on an airplane while The Bachelorette is airing on Monday night. So that'll be a problem, but we'll figure it out. So that's a little update from us, and now we're back in our normalcy, getting this recap out. Make sure that you're listening to this right now. Every Wednesday we have new recaps podcast, so audio, Apple, Spotify, wherever. And then also, if you like the video, we're also on YouTube. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to go into some Bachelor news before the recap.
Yes. Okay. So let's start with Blake from The Bachelorette, one Katie's season.
Blake Moynes.
Moynes. Sorry, I didn't know how to say his last name. Was seen with Natalie, Love is Blind. So we're not sure if it's a romantic thing, but they are in, was it Mexico?
Yeah, so I guess the thing, kind of Blake talked about a little bit when he was on Katie's season. He does a lot of things with animals, like saving the turtles. So I guess they're on a trip together to save the turtles, and he brings reality stars with him to get kind of more attention on this trip into the cause. So we're pretty sure that's all it is with Natalie. But spending a week together on vacation, romantic.
And posting that they're eating breakfast together, and
Did they have dinner and breakfast, if you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep you updated on that. But as of right now, they're just doing a good cause. But I wanted to mention, because we love a good reality TV crossover, Love is Blind and The Bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got the Katie and Nick saga has continued. So Caitlin Bristow, so Blake and Giannina. Oh, I'm terrible at that. Blake, not Moynes, Blake Horseman and Giannini were on Off the Vine, Caitlin Bristow's podcast, and they actually talked about Nick reading Katie's text messages and kind of the hypocrisy, because Blake Horseman was also on there, and she was totally Team Blake and said that she couldn't even believe it, and that this man was doing this. And I don't know, what else did she say?
Well, I think she also was saying how Nick was kind of saying oh, she's spilling the tea, or saying things like that. It was a negative thing. And Nick literally went on what's it called?
Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon, and got paid for spilling the tea. So it's excuse me, That's also hypocritical. So she was
Hypocrite Central.
yeah. She said she was embarrassed for Nick. I actually think she said,
Yeah.
like, when he
I think
was
she
saying
did
some of the
too.
things.
Which I thought it was interesting because Caitlin and Nick are like cool. They actually just did a podcast together again not too long ago. So interesting to see if that continues to develop. But as of right now, I think that might be the end of the Katie and Nick saga. I think people are over it. But we'll see. Wait and find out.
Yep. You never know.
All right. And then an update on Michelle and Nate. So Nate actually moved to LA and moved in with Rodney, who is also from Michelle's season. And that's part of part one of the update. And my kind of thoughts there is like they were planning on moving to Minnesota together, both Michelle and Nate. It kind of makes me question Nate's intentions.
Yeah, kind of like, okay, was he using... He got a lot of crap during Michelle's season, kind of for like not being in love before and like a lot of things like that. And now it's like that it's playing out. Was he using it for the fame, or like most people from seasons? I mean, you might as well use it if you can, if it doesn't
Sure.
work out for you. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Caitlin Bristow spoke on her podcast because her and Michelle are close, and she confirmed that Michelle's completely blindsided, and it was Nate who broke up with Michelle. And like even potentially thinking there's someone else, which brings me to Nate did comment on the Deandra rumors, and specifically the picture that Deandra posted wearing Nate's chain. And he said giving her the chain was a quote unquote friendly gesture. I don't know about you, Amy, but I don't give like people jewelry as friend.
If a man gave me a necklace, I would be like, it's going down.
Yeah, they've most likely seen each
or
other.
It already went down.
Exactly. So we're iffy on that response.
This whole thing is definitely not a good look for Nate.
No.
And it's more than anything kind of confirming a lot of thoughts that a lot of people have had for a long time. And it makes me sad because I think Michelle really deserves love and like was really ready to settle down from what I could tell. So it's just
yeah, and she just quit teaching too. So just try to think of all the different changes in her life and like this on top of it. And she's just so beloved. So yeah, we're all thinking about her.
Yeah.
Team
Send
Michelle.
her good vibes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then do you want to talk about the Entertainment Weekly article that the Bachelorette style Carrie Fettman did?
Okay, yes. So last week I had not really heard about anything Rachel Gabby fashion. Like, yes, we watched it. You can see with our eyes, but I hadn't heard anybody say anything. And Kayla was like already analyzing the whole thing. Well, a couple days later, I think it was, this E-News, Entertainment
Weekly.
Okay. Entertainment Weekly came out. And is it actually the person who styles? Why don't you tell exactly what it was? But it's the
so Carrie Fettman, he's been the Bachelorette stylist for years and years and years. I actually screenshotted the actual article so that I could read it word for word because I got a little bit of flack for how I worded it in my TikTok, but I just wanted to get the point across more than anything. Gabby's style is very sexy. She's the girl that probably lived next door to you that never wanted to wear clothes and just was constantly ripping off her clothes. Gabby loves a little amount of clothes as possible. And with that body, I don't blame her. There are photos of the dress she wears on the first night where she literally looks like she's naked underneath. And that's probably because she almost is completely naked underneath. Beads were added to certain parts of that dress just to make it so she could wear it. Okay, in a nutshell, he said Gabby's personal style is very sexy and Rachel's is mother of the brides. Her words. So Rachel did say her style's mother bride and Carrie kind of went with it. But what it does to me is it just validates my feelings of how I've been feeling with their fashion. Like, yeah, maybe sexy is more of like kind of how I like, more of the route that I would dress versus Rachel. But like, I still think you can be a hot mother of the bride or at least like a beautiful mother of the bride, stylish mother of the bride. Like you saw Marcus's mom the other day in that like amazing like skin tight dress. She's beautiful and she's grandmother. You know what I mean? And so it just validated my thoughts on Rachel and Gabby.
I do have something kind of against what you're saying because it could be offensive to some people. So I want to say it from another point of view.
Oh, okay.
I feel like, what if that's what Rachel wants to wear? What if that's what Rachel likes? What if that actually is what she is choosing for herself? And she thinks that it looks great on her and she's happy and confident in the outfits that have been chosen. Because we're drawing a conclusion that someone else is dressing her and she doesn't have a say, which we did talk about. But if she is the one that named herself Mother of the Bride and then maybe like is having say in what she's wearing, then we should probably just be supporting that is her style. Because I know there's things I wear and you make me not like, you're not as bad as you used to be, but like I used to get nervous like letting you see me wear something because you always hated what I wear because I'm way more just like neutral and like just like chill. I don't know. It's just like whatever I want to wear. And it doesn't have to be anything but what I want it to be. And so I think that if that's what Rachel likes to wear, let her own it.
My rebuttal is that Carrie is a professional stylist. That's his job. His job is to make Gabby and Rachel look their absolute best. And especially on like a 2 Bachelorette season, also making sure one doesn't overshadow the other. So I think what Carrie's job is to take Rachel's words and turn it into style. And that's his profession. It's not Rachel's profession to be a stylist. Yes, she can have a say in what she wears. She can have a say in what aesthetic she likes, but it's Carrie's job to turn that into something magical, and which I think he's missing. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I actually think that this could be a really like good topic to talk about throughout the whole season. So please tell us your thoughts or message us on TikTok or whatever because we want to hear it.
Yes, and we will be on Fashion Watch the rest of the season. And now let's get into our Bachelor recap.
Okay, so let's get into the episode. We are doing the week 3 recap, and a lot happened. It was not an easy ride. It wasn't just a chill Monday afternoon or evening.
There was parts that were hard to watch, but overall, I mean, it was a lot in one episode, so we have a lot to cover.
Yeah, and I do think they're moving in the right direction, so that is a good thing.
Yes. Yeah, hopefully. So it really started off, I think the first thing is they did the one-on-ones and then the group day afterwards. So Rachel's one-on-one, she really deserved to have a good one. And then we get a fun, I don't know, you don't watch Queer Eye, do you, Amy?
No, but I know him because he was on Dancing with the Stars, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he was, wasn't he? Yeah, so we have the lovely Karamo there, which I thought was fun. I did think it was funny. So, like, Karamo was there and, like, got them all set up, and they're going to go to a Hollywood premiere. But it's like, it wasn't actually a real premiere in a real movie. When it said, when they went to the theater and it said Me and You, I was like, well, I Googled it. I was like, oh, what movie did they see? And no, it was just a slideshow of them as little kiddos. But overall, I mean, I did notice immediately because I mean, we haven't seen much of Zach. Like the first episode, neither of them even talked. So at some point, Rachel and Zach spoke in the second episode that we didn't see because the very beginning of Rachel and Zach's one-on-one, they greet each other with a kiss, like a decent one, which I thought was like, oh, okay, like they're going for it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like. Wait, oh well, I hope that. I mean, have they kissed before? Like, it just, like, shocked me, but whatever.
They must have already kissed. They had. There's no way that was their first kiss.
Yeah, that would be very weird if that was. Okay, so this is how I felt about the date as a whole, and I want you to decipher my feelings.
Okay.
I honestly felt like it was a little awkward, but I'm not sure if it was just because it was, like, so sappy and emotional, and then they were, like, with someone else at the beginning. So maybe like instead of me being like, oh, I just felt a little awkward that I was watching it or something. I don't know. How did you feel?
I loved it.
Okay,
loved it.
good.
Like I was just finally like just rooting for Rachel because we got to see the Gabby and Nate thing last week. So I was just so happy that she got that kind of fairy tale date. And I have goosebumps just thinking about it. I had goosebumps on Gabby and Nate, and I have goosebumps with Zach and Rachel when they both realized that as kids, their dads took them to the airport just to like watch the planes fly, and then now also like Rachel's a pilot. Like their end game. Their end game.
Yeah, I did write that down. Playing with dads with like a bunch of exclamation points because I'm like, oh my gosh, that was the whole thing had like a lot of very sweet emotional moments that I feel like definitely built their connection. So I
Yeah,
feel really good about it. But
and I love seeing like the guy's emotional too. Like he is in it. I think he's a good guy. I don't think he has any bad intentions. Like he's the one. He's the one. He's the one.
all right. Well, here, Kayla said it.
Yeah, I mean, I've made some predictions that I'm also going to very much veto later in this episode, but this prediction I feel good about. I do.
Yeah.
What else happened? Yeah, I mean, that was just like it was just a wow. It was just like I was just so happy for Rachel. Because I know we talked about Gabby a lot and kind of her like yays and stuff like that, but like I want to make sure like Rachel had her moment and I loved it.
Yes, me too. Very good. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, and I was gonna say just Gabby's one-on-one was next, right?
Yeah. And okay, I think maybe in the beginning of this episode, I'm just like on guard because I'm just so nervous for something to go wrong with both of them that I'm not like, it feels like a different experience watching it because I feel like instead of being open to everyone, I'm like, what are they going to do? Are they going to be evil? Are they going to say they like the other one? Like, I'm just so nervous. So with Eric, I thought that he played it really cool with having, because I mean, that'd be kind of intimidating having Grandpa John come in. And you
Grandpa!
got, yeah, I was pumped, but it would be kind of intimidating for that to be your
Sure.
first date. I think he did great though. I feel like he like just went with the flow. Like Gabby said, was just very easy to get along with. But
Yeah.
I do feel like he lacked vulnerability.
He I've got okay, I was been really up and down with Eric. I think I've made my decision on what I think about him. Week 3.
Mhm.
Snake in the grass. My inner woman intuition. Like there's something off. There's something off. And I don't think it's just cuz I I don't know. And I just especially with how like Gabby feels the one-on-one date went, I'm just so worried for her.
Me too. I just felt like he was completely on guard. He wasn't opening up and he was not being emotionally supportive at all. He was saying the bare minimum. The second, which I don't know if this was editing or really how it
Yeah.
went, but the second she poured her heart out and he just said nothing.
No, I agree. He didn't give him any he didn't give her anything back.
Yeah, and I don't understand why then she took that as putting the blame on herself.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, it was just like, especially when like, because she became extremely vulnerable. I actually wanted to talk about like, just like Gabby is a woman warrior, and her just kind of worries about being the Bachelorette because she's unlike any other Bachelorette. Rough around the edges, if you'll say. We'll go more into that. Um, but like the mother's love thing just like broke my heart. Like she said that she will never know what it's like to have a mother's love. And like, we have the same mother, Amy, because we're sisters.
Mhm.
If people don't know that by now. And mom can get on my nerves. She can grind my gears. And, especially when as a teenager, there's moments where I was like, I wish I didn't have a mom, every girl kind of goes through that stuff. And just like, it just made me feel really grateful that
Yeah.
like we just have a mom who loves us unconditionally no matter what. And it's just like something I think we take for granted. Cause I just
Mhm.
like, especially just the way how strong Gabby is, like she just deserves someone's so much. And cause we have mother's love. Yeah, we have our husbands and they love us. And I would say unconditionally, like a
Mhm.
kind of mother. I mean, very different kind of love, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Um, but like she doesn't have either right now. And I just want her to find that like safe space. Cause even before we had our husbands, whether we were annoyed or in fights with our mom, whatever, like we both have a really good relationship. I would just, it's,
Yeah.
but we had that, and I just like really tried to imagine not to have that. And that was just like devastating to me.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, her whole emotional experience during that episode was just heartbreaking in general. Like the fact that she really like was feeling so down on herself too, and like lacking the confidence when it's like, girl, you are everything, and if anybody is making you feel that way, then
dump his ass,
adios.
as the Bachelorette casting call would say.
Yeah.
We totally skipped a part that I need to talk about. During Rachel's one-on-one, Gabby popped in on the guys. Tell me what you
Okay.
thought.
I had two feelings. Right at
Okay.
first, I actually was kind of like, this is kind of weird because I feel like it's giving Gabby a one up. Like she's getting this extra time with the guys that Rachel's not even getting.
Yeah, I had that first. I was like, okay, obviously I love Gabby. I'm never going to say a negative word about her, but I was like, is this a bit sketch? Are you like undermining maybe Ray? But,
Well, and as the episode, we'll go back on this later, but and as the episode continues, a lot of the guys that were kind of like, who knows even really what they wanted, that Rachel chose. I mean, who knows during that time if Gabby had a conversation with them, and that's what changed it, because they just maybe haven't even talked to the other one,
Well, and from what we saw, Gabby didn't have conversation with any of them. They all just played football.
Exactly.
That hottie comes to my house, there won't be a football in sight.
Yeah, did not one of them pull her aside? Like, if that's legit, like, what the heck is wrong with... I actually am disappointed, period, in all these guys almost.
Me too.
I feel like they are... Hold on, let me see. Okay, that the guys are not stepping up at all. And actually, like, if you've watched any of the physical encounters that have happened, it's all girl initiated. Like, the guys have not initiated. It's like they think that these girls need to like win them. Like, it truly feels like that. Not maybe every single one, but that's how it feels. And I don't know if it's like guys in general in the world are just becoming this way. Like, I'm entitled to do whatever I want and girls need to come to me, or if it is this Bachelorette setup. I'm not sure completely, but I hate it.
The power is flipped, and it's just so messed up. It feels like Gabby and Rachel are getting re-traumatized in just a different way from this show. Like, it was almost like, oh, you thought your breakup with Clayton is bad? Let's make both of you guys the Bachelorettes and have no rules and have the guys, even more guys, dump you and make you feel like you're not good enough. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and pick you apart.
Exactly.
And compare you to another person repeatedly.
Yeah, because there's a line of like being respectful because they don't necessarily know which way they're going to go between Gabby and Rachel, or they being with Gabby and knowing it's Rachel, or vice versa. It's just really, it seems like a different show we're watching, and it just makes me really feel for these girls. And yeah, like past seasons, guys would like, oh, they didn't win on the group date, so they didn't get the intimate cocktail party. They're gonna like knock on your hotel door because they like want that time with you. There's been nothing of that sort. Like, yeah, maybe they're turning into the villain or whatever, but like, at least they try. Like, any of these, I'm sorry, I don't think any of these guys are even on Gabby and Rachel's level at this point, for the most part. Oh, I'm generalizing. But just like how Gabby said, she's like, I didn't come here to teach boys how to act.
For real. I wrote that down. I was like, seriously, that is...
Yeah, it was just like hard to watch. But yeah, so let's go back to Gabby's one-on-one. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Yeah, the grandpa and just the mother's love is just, and she kind of took the time. But like, yeah, that one-on-one kind of ended with just like, she said this is like the best date she's ever been on, and made me feel like, what about Nate? No. So I don't know. I'm a little worried about the Eric situation.
Yeah, and I don't know if also maybe she just from the beginning has had a very strong physical connection that is kind of clouding her judgment a little bit, because even when, actually, I thought it was kind of weird that even when he was kind of starting to respond to her, she just like hopped into his lap and then started like kissing. It's like she wants it so bad with him, but I just don't feel the reciprocation.
I feel the same way.
I do not think that he will be able to give her the love that she needs and deserves, and the emotional support and everything that she deserves that will make her truly happy. I don't think he can give her, period. Like, no.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay,
right.
let's move on to the group date. That was a fun one. I
I
actually liked it.
I did too.
Um,
I liked the
yeah,
car wash. So it was like a photo shoot and everyone had outrageous costumes and they were set in like different groups of settings of different photo shoot themes. So there's like car wash and then there's also like ones from their occupation. So Rachel's a pilot, so they did that setting. Gabby's a nurse, so they did that setting. And that was fun. And then we ended with like a fake proposal and that was chosen um for Rachel it was Logan and someone, and then for Rachel or for Gabby, it was Nate, and then the other someone. I really
Tyler.
Tyler, thank you. And then nothing really notable, I think, with Rachel's. I think they both kind of no one really made it super serious or anything. But when I felt like when Tyler proposed to Gabby, it was just like so obvious that how awkward he felt because Rachel's looking and he's so obviously into Rachel. It was just like
Mhm.
it was cringe. But then Nate.
I do really like Tyler though.
I like Tyler too. And yeah, I'll
Mhm.
go more into Tyler as well. But thank you for
Yeah.
knowing his name because I dropped the ball on that one. But what did you think of Nate's and Nate and Gabby's proposal or fake proposal?
I think he did the most wonderful job ever. And it just solidified that he could be everything that she needs after seeing well, yeah, because it was after the Eric date.
Yeah.
When I watched that, I was like, he is so emotionally mature. Even just like throughout the whole season, everything, literally anything he says, I'm like, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. um, I feel like he really can be the strong man that she needs to like build her up and be able to handle the strong emotions she has. Because I'm someone that I really relate to her. Like you feel everything so deeply, but you like are almost scared to show it because it's hard to handle. Like, and you know that, but it doesn't mean that you can really like control that. Or I mean, and there's so many positive aspects to it because you are able to love so much deeper, but it does cause more hurt too.
Yeah.
So I feel like Nate is someone that like it would be worth it. It would be worth it to love him that much that it hurts because he would be there to like make it better. I don't know. I
That
just
was
love it.
beautiful, Amy. I got goosebumps as you were speaking. No, that's like exactly how I felt. Like, just Nate is just such an upstanding citizen. Like, he's just like, guys, take notes. Take notes. And it's actually really cute because I did some fun like Nate TikToks last week when he really was like the breakout star and not one but two of his friends like were sharing what I was doing, send me messages of how really he really is such an amazing guy in person. One person, it was his homecoming date, reached out to me. And it's just like just right there, I think shows a lot like the support he's giving right now. And
Yeah.
I also really loved throughout the season, but specifically this group date. I want to say even more specifically Rachel towards Gabby. Like I just love how much they support each other and just like Rachel kind of like seeing like the connections on Rachel or that Gabby has and just like they're just both each other's cheerleaders. I think at least that like I think this season could go so much worse if they didn't
Mhm.
have women who are truly supporting each other. And I do think they have each other's back at the end of the day over everything.
Yep.
Even against the
100%.
producers themselves, you know. I'm really
Yeah.
happy they at least have each other to support one another.
Mhm. Yeah. Girl power all the way. Like every little talk that they have, I feel like they're really able to like they don't have to hold back and they trust that the other person is gonna like have
Yeah.
their best interest at heart too. So um another thing in the group date that just like in the photo shoot that I wanted to say was when Avon was giving birth and he was giving birth to Meatball.
Are you gonna now that you're like about to pop in a couple months, are you gonna have nightmares of you giving birth to Meatball instead of your baby girl?
You know, I just might. Uh I actually really, really like Avon. He's
I love
another like
Aiden.
front runner in my mind. So once they went to the cocktail party, it started with Rachel and Avon, and I feel like they had like their own little one-on-one date. Like
I
I
liked it.
really loved that.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
really love them. Yes, I do think Zach's endgame, but Avon, love him. I could see him being her top two.
Mhm. Yeah, but still, with the physical stuff, Rachel just went in, and it's almost like they hesitate, like they're like, "Come on, you got a hot woman coming like right here for you."
I'm really curious to see now that we'll go more into exactly, but like the rose ceremony, they're now separate essentially, and we'll go more into that. Of Gabby
Mhm,
has her men, Rachel has her men. That they
mhm.
won't. Maybe the guys were holding back because of that very odd dynamic. So now that they're all in on one, I feel like maybe I'm curious to see if we'll see a turn there of them taking more initiative or going in for the kiss, stuff like that, because it's just less complicated.
Yeah, I hope so.
So Rachel was having the group date of her dreams, the cocktail party of her dreams, and Gabby was in hell. Like, that was rough. So I have thoughts. So essentially, three men broke up with Gabby on this group date. Some did it better than others. Tyler was like, I'm here for Rachel, and said it really just like matter of fact, respectively. And I think Gabby also returned the favor of just like, oh, like almost excited for Rachel. She's like, oh, did you tell Rachel? And I thought like that interaction did not bother me at all.
Mhm. I 100% agree, and another thing that I really liked about it was I feel like he had a purpose in it. I feel like him and Gabby, like there was that awkward proposal. And so Tyler was like, I kind of was
Mhm.
like spending time with you, Gabby. So I don't want to just now drop you and not like have a conversation when it actually did feel like we maybe had some sort of like friendship or something like that developing. So I felt like it was a necessary thing more because he felt, because I think he even mentioned in the
You're
conversation, like,
right.
we had a moment or whatever, but I just wanted to make sure that we're on the same page. And so I thought he did it very respectfully
Hmm.
and was great.
Yeah, I'm a
That didn't
big
bother
fan
me
of
at all.
Tyler.
Mhm.
I'm excited to see him and Rachel's future because, like, I just haven't seen them together a lot. So I'm almost hoping week 3. I don't. It didn't necessarily show us like a specific. I feel like the sneak preview this time was more of like a big like preview of the rest of the season. So we didn't see any specifics. But I'm hoping he gets a one-on-one soon.
Yeah, me too. Because I haven't seen a real connection between him and Rachel, but I've seen them talk a couple times and it's been fine.
Yeah. Next.
Okay, so now let's move on to the demons of the group.
Yes. So Jacob is the Fabio looking guy, right? Okay.
Yes.
So then Jacob goes on and tells her that he would not have the heart to even stay in the process if Gabby was the only bachelorette. I just felt like it was unnecessary. There is just so much better ways he could. Was there anything else? Like that was the main thing that bothered me.
He said that she's smoking hot
Oh, that was awkward.
and like a goof or a funny girl or whatever, just was like minimizing her
Yeah, she's
to
just the
this
funny
like,
one.
yeah, and it was just rude.
So rude.
It was like, if he doesn't like her, cool, good for you, but you could just be like, just so you know, I think I have a better connection with Rachel, so just moving forward, I wanted you to know that. Cool. But then he insults her and then he's like, cheers, and then makes them stand there for a second. And I hate him. I don't like him. I just don't like him.
Yeah, understood. And then I think we have the worst of the night, in my opinion. The third breakup with
Yeah, I just.
Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
So Hayden also does the Hayden also does the minimizing of you're the goofy, funny girl. I don't want to say rough around the edges, but you just fucking did, bro. Like just the way
Yeah.
that he was like specifically like comparing Rachel to her. That was just so unnecessary. Yeah, Rachel's more of like the girl next door, sure. Like she's maybe more of what the bachelorettes have been in the past. Nothing wrong with that at all. And Gabby is maybe a little bit different, but like you said, you already feel like like you relate to Gabby. I feel the exact same way of like, I'm not conventionally, hot or conventionally like this is like the type of personality maybe a guy would want. Like, and I just feel so seen by Gabby. And I think there's so many girls out there that's why they're fans of her who relate to her. And so you just pissed off all of Gabby's friends, and you just are not friends, fans, all of Gabby's dingbats. and not only called her rough around the edges, called all of us rough around the edges, and compared us all to that Rachel girl that we've always compared ourselves to. Sorry, it hit me like hard. I would just like, and yeah, rough around the edges. It's not like he called her name, and that is a descriptor, but just in the context, it was wrong. And especially, yeah, he didn't know kind of already some of her thoughts she was having, being insecure about being the Bachelorette. But Hayden is public enemy number 1 for me. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and so another thing he said is that my morals align more with Rachel. And this is all I have to say.
Hold me back.
Hold me back. That could be true, but at the same time, have you actually talked to Rachel? I mean, have you actually talked to Gabby enough to even know what her morals are? And like, okay, she likes to joke around, maybe like cusses more often, if maybe that's what he means.
Yeah, dress more sexy. See, I just think
I feel like he's gonna be a controller then. Like, I can't control this chick. She doesn't line up with what I want, but you don't even know Rachel that well to make a comment that big. I think commenting on connection, fine.
Yeah.
You can be like, my connection with Rachel is better. I just see us in the future better, or like whatever you want to say. But to like make direct comments that are hurtful to the other woman, it's like, they're friends. What do you think that's going to do for you? But I don't even think that he knew. Like, I honestly don't even think he realizes it now. I'm sure, but
I don't think he intended.
I don't think he even. Sorry. No, I just think that's him, which is not much better. Do you know what his job was? Do you remember?
Oh wait, wasn't he like a luxury hospitality? Was that him?
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
That makes sense. That makes sense, because I was just like, we compared him to Grocery Store Joe, which Grocery Store Joe's not number 1 on our list right now anyways, but still, Grocery Store Joe. But he worked at a grocery store. He's a kind, down-to-earth man. He seems like an entitled prick, and I don't even use that word.
Oh, Amy. Look at you. No, and like, yeah, we're in a little quarrel with Grocery Store Joe, but Joe, we love Joe. I'll get over it. Yeah. We'll get over it. We're going to be back on the Joe train soon. We just needed some time to think.
Yeah.
And we'll get back together. But Joe is not even on the same playing field as this Hayden boy. But
yeah.
Hayden has responded. He posted on Instagram this morning. We're recording this on a Tuesday. I'll read it.
This is the first time I'm hearing this, and I'm excited.
All right. What a night. Doesn't that kind of remind you of like Mamma Mia, like when she's reading the diary and oh, honey? What a night with so many emotions. I actually haven't read it either. I just screenshotted it really quick. Sorry. Starting over. Go. What a night with so many emotions going on. I have to say, I have an overwhelming amount of respect for Gabby and Rachel. Looking back, I can definitely say I may not be the most eloquent with my words at times, but I aimed my heart in the direction of my intentions. Extremely glad Rachel saw me for who I am inside and allowed me to continue the journey with her. What's your response?
Okay. Well, my response is kind of like what I said in the beginning. I don't think that he said that in the intention of hurting Gabby. I also think Gabby comes off as a big, badass, strong, like, I mean, the other guys even said that. And I'm not saying she's not these things. I'm not saying that. But I don't think that people realize, because a lot of the time when you are the funny girl or whatever, like, people don't realize that you still can get hurt and you can still be sensitive. And with everything she was going on, like, his words hurt her more than he probably even intended them.
I agree.
So I'm very curious, because I'm not like counting Hayden out, period, actually, even though I know I just went really hard on him. I do want to see him move forward, and let's see if he can prove that he's not the person that he made himself out to be. Let's hope.
That's another thing I want to touch on, though. So we're skipping ahead, but Rachel keeps Gabby. Oh, why? I can't with names today. Rachel keeps Hayden and gives him a rose after she knows what he said to Gabby. What are your thoughts on that? Because I don't know. I want your thoughts first, and then I'll go off of that.
This is my thoughts. We don't know how much more of a conversation Gabby and Rachel had about that. My second thought is he and her did have a connection, so maybe she wants to be able to talk to him and make her own decision. Like maybe he won't stay that long. Maybe she will just like have a conversation with him and then be like, okay, that doesn't make sense to me,
Yeah.
or maybe he doesn't know that it hurt you. So like, I guess the way that I'm feeling right now is a lot of the times the bachelorettes do make a choice like that and you're like, what the crap? But they kind of just want to, they must have a connection.
Yeah.
Basically is what I'm saying.
Gotcha. Agreed. So I also wanted to say that I looked at Hayden's stories and he shared something someone else did. And it says it was a picture of Hayden and Rachel, and it says, "We love an honest king with clear intentions." I thought that was a little extra, him posting that, like praising himself for disrespecting Gabby. But that's just me.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Don't love that. And I didn't even.
I'm just gonna try to keep it open.
Yeah,
but
and I didn't even check Jacob's Instagram because I don't care, and he left anyway.
Yeah.
So that was a moment.
Too into himself.
Do you want to talk about the group date roses?
Okay, so first of all, when they went to give out the roses, Rachel's on cloud 9. She's like, this is the best night ever. I'm going to go sit here on the couch. And then she's like, where's Gabby? Gabby's not there. No one knows where she is. And then she slowly comes down the stairs. Okay, so then Rachel still just takes over and is like, okay. So she gives Avon her rose, which I love. I'm into.
Me too.
All about it. So then after that, Gabby starts to talk and slowly, like she's very smiley. I think putting on a brave face for sure. But then slowly goes into like, I don't feel like I can give out my rose tonight. The look on Rachel's face made me laugh so hard. She was shocked and just like, okay, what do we do now? Like, I don't even know. Like, this is not what I expected at all. And so then quickly they get up. I don't even think they hug people goodbye. They just so quickly awkward. Get up and walk away. Yeah, and so then they're having their conversation. I guess I feel like every single day they're just alternating having a good time.
100%.
Like that's literally what it feels like. Because okay, so now Rachel's on cloud 9 and Gabby's in the dumps. Now they're choosing to go into the rose ceremony. Like, okay, we're splitting these guys up. Like this isn't working because of what Gabby experienced. She doesn't want that to be happening.
Yeah,
anymore.
I feel like the guys now have the power and they're like, no, we gotta shake this up.
Yeah. So I felt like right when I heard that, I'm like, yes. Because I was worried when we were watching the preview and stuff that this was going to be way further down
finally
the line.
Some rules. I thought so too.
Yeah, so I was very, very happy with this move. And yes, we're going to go into it. But yes, it's a rough rose ceremony, but I do think it was the right choice. And it's like getting all the herd out at once to be able to move forward. Though I don't think it was ran correctly, but we can again talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
So how did you feel about that rose ceremony?
The rose ceremony, they both have their own pedestals, their own roses. They go back and forth, and they've clearly spoke to each other and aren't going to try to give the rose to the same person. They've separated the guys, and there's going to be no overlap. Is kind of what I got from it. And so people are accepting, and then finally Rachel starts getting rejected. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And Gabby, not at all. It was just it was just so rough. And I think the worst part was the very first one. So Tremaine was the first one to not accept Rachel's rose. And I just hurt for Rachel so bad. And for them, she was already hurting. Then Jesse Palmer walks in and makes a mountain out of a molehill, just embarrasses her more. And just says, oh, this has never happened before. So, like, yeah, we're going to, like, so to confirm, you are not accepting Rachel's rose. And he's like, no, blah, blah. Okay, you go back into line and see if Gabby will give him your rose. Rachel, we're going to punish you and take away your rose and a potential additional chance for love. Like, they were giving the guys all the power in that rose ceremony. Again.
No, I'm sorry,
wrong?
but I say biggest. No,
oh, okay.
You are 100% right. I was so appalled. I literally am like, biggest mistake in Bachelor history.
Caitlin?
Literally. This is what should have happened.
Caitlin and Tasha would have never done that.
No. And like, who are you to come in? Then you should have taken those girls out and asked, what do you guys want to do
Yep.
now? Because Gabby already knew, which at least I
I think
think,
we just kind of
I don't know what
figured,
happened in her
guessed,
brain.
yeah.
Yeah, that Gabby already knew who she was going to choose. There's no reason for her to now be confused and add anyone else. She already just made her decision. They shouldn't have felt like they could say, no, I want this one instead. Maybe I get a chance. No, it should have been, all right, you say no, bye.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, no other option. It should never have been, you go stand back in line. And so maybe Gabby will choose you. No, they should, if you want to reject Rachel's rose, cool, but you're not going to sit there and act like you get another chance with someone else.
Oh,
Bye.
100%. And then every single time it happened with Meatball, it happened with an Alec.
He has a earring.
Yes.
Mhm.
They all reject her, and you could just see Rachel's just demeanor just get smaller and smaller. And each time Jesse Palmer walks in and takes a rose from her, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. And it was just like,
In capital letters in my notes, I put, stop coming in, Jesse Palmer. No one wants to see you.
yeah, it just,
Like, no.
it was just almost putting even Jesse Palmer in control, like another man. Just, I hate men. I hate them. Like,
Yeah. That just sucked.
it just sucked.
Every aspect.
But they got through
But
it. What did you think about like Gabby's guys versus like Rachel's guys? Did it like make sense to you? You feel like?
yeah, I feel like for the most part, I knew kind of like the direction that it was going. I mean, there was definitely a lot of unknowns. I feel like there was, for sure, I know exactly what they're gonna say. Like, yes, but then some I didn't know. And Kirk, do you remember?
I don't
Kirk?
remember Kirk. I know I'm so excited that there's
Oh,
not
well,
as many people, so I can like start remembering their names better.
Well, Kirk was very eager to say yes to Gabby's rose, and it made me laugh really hard. Just, I don't even know. If anybody remembers, then they remember. If they don't, they don't. But it made me laugh because he was like, yes.
That's so funny. I think one of the biggest question marks for me was Logan. And so
Me
Rachel
too.
gave Logan the rose. And that's kind of that. And can we talk about the sneak preview? Because I need to talk about Logan in the sneak preview.
Yeah, let's go.
100% he's going to jump ship.
No, for sure. I wrote, like, for you called that. He's going to pull switcheroo on them, and it's going to be terrible.
I swear I saw in a sneak preview them on a one-on-one together, making out. So, and this is kind of a hot take. I think he would have done the exact same thing if Gabby gave a rose. He would have accepted, and the grass is always greener with guys like that, and he would have gone to Rachel. That's what I think.
Yeah, I really think the struggle is, like, we've established through the bachelors, like every bachelor, that guys are indecisive.
Yeah.
They do not need more options. They need to stay in a lane and figure it out. And I will say, I don't know how it's going to play out, so I might take this back. But I am going to be a little disappointed in Gabby for taking him back, because I don't think...
Yeah, we'll have to see how it plays out, but I get that. I get that for sure. Should be interesting. So yeah, they gave us a preview.
Well,
go ahead.
Wasn't it also Zach that had a conversation?
With Jesse Palmer. Yeah, I'm really scared.
But I don't think that he's with Gabby. I don't think that would ever be a thing. So I wonder what it is.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe something emergency happened at home and he has to like go home, and kind of like how Michael Alio left because he didn't want to be without his son.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it's more of like that vibe, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So we see a sneak preview.
Yeah.
They go to Paris. Lots of drama.
I think next week. Yeah, I'm hoping next week is going to be like bliss for just an episode. Just give us like a normal, like, they're all wanting whoever they have, and it's just a glorious experience temporarily.
Yep. So week 4,
because we know it's not going to last.
Week 4's word will be bliss. Okay, so now we are going to play a game. So stick around. All right, so we are going to play a game. Amy has no idea all these quotes that I'm about to say, and she's going to guess. The game is called Who Said It? And I took quotes from Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, all seasons we have watched, nothing super OG. And I'm going to say the quote, and Amy, you're going to guess who said it.
I'm nervous.
I started off with a really easy one.
Okay.
I have had sex, and Jesus still loves me.
Hannah Brown, queen.
Woo! Oh, Hannah Brown, best Bachelorette season. You agree, right? I think it's number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I think so.
So many epic moments, so many epic like men on her season. She's epic, and I love even that like she chose herself at the end, and now she's with like the man of her dreams, who I think is a lifer. Just love that for her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next quote. Robbie, do you remember Robbie? Like Ken. He was runner up on JoJo's season.
Oh, okay.
Robbie has 12 abs. You should only have 6. What do you do for a living? Stop working out. I don't trust you.
Is it a girl or a boy that said it?
It's a girl on Bachelor in Paradise when
Tia?
Robbie comes. No, but Raven, which I think Tia and Raven are like besties. So I feel like they have like the same. That was a really good guess. That was really good. All right, next one. I thought I knew what kind of man you were. What you just made me go through, I would never want my children having a father like you.
Claire.
That was a pretty baller move. Yep. Fuck Juan Pablo.
Also, yeah, why the heck was Juan Pablo even a part of anything ever? Like, no.
Well, he was on Andy's season, and he left he was like top 5 maybe, or even farther down than that. But like, I loved Juan Pablo on Andy's season. He didn't turn until when he was Bachelor, and even like Chris Harrison himself when he was like the host and everything. They like ABC hates him, Juan Pablo.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he does. Claire spoke for all the women in the world.
And Nikki, who he ended up with at the end, that they broke up, she just had a baby with someone else.
Yeah. So I'm glad. Like, I was so surprised Nikki stuck with him on AFR. It was like kind of nuts. Mm-hmm. Nuts. All right, next one. I don't want to have a physical. Okay, I'm starting over. I don't want to have to physically fight you, but if there's no way to stop you from saying what you're saying, then I will physically have to hurt you.
I don't know, but I like this person.
I don't know if you do. It's very on brand for him. He's very aggressive.
Oh, I just thought that sounded funny. Oh, wait. Is it, I see his face. Tell me.
Rachel's season, and then he was also on Bachelor in Paradise.
You're going to have to tell me. I just can tell.
Chad. Yeah, he sucks.
I don't like him at all. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah. But it's really fun. I think it's just because I'm like so good at speaking and being funny myself. I think it was a compliment to me, not Chad.
Well, and actually I pictured it as someone talking, like someone kind of funny talking in the like interview versus actually talking to someone. So then it makes it better.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. This is a good one. Michael Jordan took naps. Abe Lincoln took naps. Why am I getting in trouble for napping?
Corinne.
Yeah, see, I knew you'd be better than you thought you would be.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. I kind of ended with an easy one too. Evan does give me erectile dysfunction.
Wait, is it Carly?
Oh I think we should have known right then, even after Carly and Evan got married and have children, that they were going to get a divorce because Carly has erectile dysfunction when it comes to Evan. And I have something I want to tell you.
All right, let's hear it.
Next week, you're going to come up with a game. So start planning.
All right. Well, guess what? I also have something I want to say right now.
Okay.
You're
not pregnant again, are you?
No.
Okay.
We did not talk about Grandpa John enough. So
I agree.
I made a list of every funny thing he said. So let's hear it.
When Gabby was his wing woman, I almost died.
Yes. Okay. So this is him talking to Eric. Okay. What's in Santa Monica? And then he said beaches. And then he's like, good looking chicks.
He has to be senior bachelor.
Yep. Any new experience is a good experience. It was something like, I like that we did this, but I'm never going to want to do it again. Okay, where's my beer? And then when Gabby was talking about the lady or whatever that they went bowling with,
his new grandma.
She's like, don't get any ideas. He's like, I'm too old to have ideas.
I love that they have to bleep him out all the time too. He said something even more, and I was just like, "Go,
No,
Grandpa John."
I wrote that down too, but I didn't remember what it was about. But I'm pretty sure is when Gabby went over to talk to that lady to get her to come bowling with them. He's like, "Are you effing kidding me?"
No. I need to know the status of Grandpa John and bowling
I
grandma.
know.
We
I know. We
demand
don't
it.
even know.
If they aren't together anymore, we need him as senior bachelor. It's just like obvious at this point. Who else are
Mhm.
they gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe like maybe that's the plan. Maybe that they've just been waiting.
I've
They've
been
been
pushing
talking
for
about it
it.
for so long that they've just been waiting maybe for like a family member that we all love. And because we all love Grandpa John, like I would be, because
It
even
has to
Gabby,
happen.
she's like, it's everybody's grandpa or something, or the world's
And
favorite.
she said it's America's grandpa.
Yeah.
So cute. So cute.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that Eric didn't get the honor of Grandpa John, but that's just me.
I know Nate needed Grandpa John.
Nate and Grandpa John are gonna be besties. I can't wait
Yeah.
till hometowns.
Yes.
All right. And that is the end of our game. All right, that was our Bachelorette recap, week 3. And if you need more content from us, we've got you. Follow us on TikTok. We post 3 times a day at least, depending on if it's a busy Bachelor News day or not. And make sure to follow us there. And we have new recaps every week on Wednesday. What else do they need to do, Amy?
Make sure to subscribe and like and follow what all those words on YouTube, TikTok. You can listen to our podcast on any streaming service that you listen to your podcast on.
Rate and review on Apple Podcasts. That really helps us out. All right. And then just make sure also, if you want to get in on the action, the conversation, email us at stopwearingmyclothespodcast@gmail.com. And we would love for you to be part of one of our episodes. All right. Until next week.